Numbers can tell a powerful story. Like 1946, the year Alpha Insurance was founded, or the more than 1 million policies currently in force. Backed up by superior service from a local agent right in your community. For 65 years, we've been right there with you. We're looking forward to the next 65.
For a plan built just for you, contact Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
Hi, I'm Leah Patterson-Lust. I'm Coleman County's probate judge. It has been an honor to serve the people of Coleman County through the probate judge's office over the last 6 years. November 6th, 2012, voters will go to the polls and will make a decision about who they want to serve as Coleman County's probate judge over the next 6 years.
Class 5A, Region 8 football from West Point Stadium. The West Point Warriors and the Athens Golden Eagles. Athens took control of the game in the first quarter with a couple of touchdown drives, consuming 74 and 44 yards and led 14-0. Then it was time for the Warriors to get the ball down the field and possible score. Taking it from their 40-yard line, they drove late in the first half, took it down inside the 5-yard line. Unfortunately, a bad snap out of the shotgun formation into the hands of quarterback Bryant Farley wound up being an 85-yard fumble return for Valderia Collier, and Athens led 20-0 with time winding down in the first half. Then the Warriors got the ball with 2 minutes to go until halftime. Started from the 26, took it down the field with several key passes from Farley, and they wound up getting a field goal of 27 yards from Wesley Smith and cut the deficit to 20-3 at intermission. But once again, taking control of the football in the third quarter, the Warriors turned it over inside the Athens 10-yard line as Jared McClellan went 95 yards on a fumble return, and the Golden Eagles extended the lead to 27-3. Once again, West Point was able to take the football and march it down the field and finally got the ball into the end zone on a 6-yard touchdown pass from Bryant Farley to Tristan Dudley. The 2-point conversion failed, and the Warriors were down 27-9, 8 seconds into the fourth quarter. But it was a 65-yard scoring pass on the next series by the Golden Eagles that put the game out of reach. Athens wins it 41-9, dropping the Warriors to 0-1 in 5A Region 8 play. Through the first 3 quarters of play, the Warriors had 292 yards of offense and 17 first downs in comparison to 128 yards of offense by Athens and only 4 first downs. But the 2 turnovers and the inability to get the ball to the end zone when it had scoring opportunities was a difference in keeping West Point out of the win column in the first week of regional play.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
p.m. today at Rideout's Elmwood Chapel in Birmingham. Graveside services for Joe Hugh Langley, age 81, of Vinemont, will be at 2 p.m. tomorrow at Crossroads Cemetery. Moss service directing. Mr. Langley died Monday. No visitation is planned. Funeral services for Helen Mae Denton, age 64, of Birmingham, formerly of Cullman, will be at 4 p.m. tomorrow at New Mount Zion Baptist Church in Crane Hill. The Reverend G.T. Robertson officiating. Burial in the church cemetery. The body will lie in state from 3 to 4 p.m. at the church. Moss service directs. Ms. Denson passed away on Monday. Visitation will be from 6 to 9 p.m. tonight at the funeral home. Funeral services for Pauline Strickland Crocker, Shannon, age 96, of Hartselle, will be at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. The Reverends Tommy Graves and David Spiegel officiating. Interment in Addington Chapel Cemetery. Moss Service is directing. Ms. Shannon passed away Wednesday. At her residence, visitation will be 6 to 9 p.m. tonight and will take place at the funeral home. And those are our obituaries for this Friday, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It's Friday, the 14th day of September, middle of September. Beautiful weather continues, football weekend, all kinds of things going on. Let's start with the weather forecast for today. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. Here's the weather almanac for the 14th of September. The average high temperature is 87. The average low is 59. The record high 99 in 1980. And the record low 44 in 1996. Sunset this evening, 6:54. Sunrise right about now. Well, maybe it was a minute or so ago, something like that. Here's the satellite picture, and you can see some of that storm activity. I think brought some moisture to the Midwest, probably way too late for the crops this year, but they did get some rain. Here's our part of the country. And here's our forecast for today. Mostly sunny today. There is a slight chance of rain this afternoon, high around 83. Partly cloudy tonight, low near 64. Partly sunny tomorrow, a high of 82. 82 again on Sunday. 79 for a high temperature Monday with a 50% chance of rain. Tuesday, again, a 50% chance of rain, high of 80. Wednesday, the high, 75. How about that? And on Thursday, back up to 80 degrees. Still well below the average high temperatures for this time of year. It's Friday, football weekend.
Football weekend.
Are you going to go to a lot of games?
No, you know that my answer to that would be no.
Are you going to watch a lot of games?
Probably so, because my dad and brother are really interested in football, so I'll probably be dragged into watching a few.
But they root for different teams on Saturday.
They do root for different teams. We have one living room downstairs where there's a giant TV that my father actually won in his company picnic last year, so he was very excited. And then we have an upstairs family room where Wade usually watches the game, where Daddy bands him to the little TV room to watch Auburn football while he watches Alabama football on the big television.
Alabama on the big screen.
Yes.
Auburn on the
tiny screen.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Tells you the priorities in the house.
It's the same way with the Iron Bowl. When the Iron Bowl is going on, Wade always watches it in a different room than the rest of us.
Well, it tells you who bought or won the TV set.
Right.
Right? They should get the big TV.
Asserting that authority.
So in the meantime, you fix the snacks and do things like that?
I'll fix snacks. I'll bake some cookies.
Mm-hmm. And you don't really care who wins one way or the other?
No.
Oh.
As long as Daddy's happy. So hopefully Alabama will win. Because Lord knows when they don't, we don't hear a word from him for at least 3 days.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, speaking of football tomorrow, I think we have a slide that shows you what time the ball games are on. Here we go. Louisiana Monroe will play Auburn at 11:30. This will be televised on Charter CW21 out of Birmingham. That's Channel 3, and the high-definition channel is 703. After that ball game, we'll have the big game out of Arkansas. Arkansas and Alabama will start about 2:30. This is broadcast on CBS. The charter channels are 7, and the high-definition channel is 707. So you get to see both Auburn and Alabama back-to-back tomorrow.
I have
Kinda
a
like
funny
they were last
story
week.
about Auburn football, actually.
What's that?
My brother said, you should come to one Auburn football game with me. Just come to one game. So he bought us tickets, and I went. This was been my senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. So we drove down to Auburn. It was the West Virginia game. I remember very vividly. And so what happened was we got there, and it was a little cloudy. Well, we get there, and the football team comes out on the field. Everyone's so excited. Then clouds begin billowing in over us, and it starts pouring rain. We are drenched, and everyone is trying to crowd into the underside of the bleachers,
right,
and we couldn't get in. So not only am I somewhere that I don't want to be, but I'm cold and I'm drenched in rain. And then once we finally get under the bleachers, my brother said, wouldn't it be scary if all the power went out and all these people started to panic? So then, of course, I start to panic, and I said, Wade, we have to leave. He's like, no, I'm staying for this game. So I stayed at the Auburn football stadium, shivering, and the nice lady beside me had to give me her coat because I was so cold from the rain. The game did go on. It just took a good 30 minutes. So I'm never, ever going to another Auburn football game again.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be a big fan after an experience like that.
It truly was a fun atmosphere if I would have been dry and not cold. And not only that, but they started to play a terrible, terrible song when we started to go under the bleachers. Something about every day it'll rain, or let the sun shine, something like that. It was terrible, and I was just angry at the dry people in the box playing a song about how it's raining on us right now. So
did the weather bother Wade?
No, Wade was still very excited. He's a huge Auburn football fan, so Wade was fine the whole time. He was very excited, so good for Wade.
I could tell you stories about going to football games up north.
Really?
Talk about cold.
Oh my God! Oh, I could imagine. Did you ever sit through one in the snow?
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness! I could never. You must see. It really amazes me what people will do for a good football game. I admire that.
Went to a game one time, and I had a thermos of hot chocolate. Mm-hmm. By halftime, it was not hot chocolate anymore.
Oh, I'm sure.
In a thermos.
Oh wow.
It was that cold. But anyway, let's move on. We have a Facebook friend of the day.
We do.
Wonder if they're a football friend.
It's Nan Shirley Austin, and she likes Fox News and supporting the Tea Party. I think she does a little more than support the Tea Party, actually. So.
Okay, let's see. This is Friday. That's politics. We've got a panel. We don't have room for everybody.
I know.
Capacity crowd here today.
That's right. Today we have Mayor Kenneth Nail from Hanceville and also Mayor Corey Harbison from Good Hope.
And our regular panel is Tom Drake, Tom Burleson, and George Spears. So we'll play That's Politics right after this.
of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from two big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
Charles B. Wooster, and I come from Mound City.
I know your name, Private. What I mean is, what kind of work have you done, if any?
Oh, all kinds.
Well, what, for instance?
Well, I've cleaned out livery stables and swept out saloons, butchered cattle, and I was a cook.
A what?
Cook.
You mean a cook?
Yes, sir. I was a chief cook for the Benton Mining Company. And then one night after dinner, poor old Mr. Benton, God rest his soul, he up and died on me.
Time for That's Politics. We appreciate you joining us this morning. And who's us? How about it? Tom Drake, Tom Burles, and myself. We welcome the mayors of the great municipalities, cities of Good Hope, and, of course, from Hanceville. Mayor Kenneth Nail to my right, and Mayor Corey Harbison from Good Hope to his right. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Boy, how to talk about an issue that's been in the headlines so much in the recent, the past year or so. Let me ask you this, have you encountered an effort to go back the other way, a drive to try to make it dry again, come up 2 years from now? Have you heard anything in your communities about that? Because that's always an issue that people, mayors, city councilmen say, well, we got some restaurants, we want to make sure it's going to stay wet before they come to Coleman. Is that something that you've heard gotten any wind of?
I have not heard that at all. No one's talked to me about that. And you perfectly can understand a restaurant that would come to your city that would spend maybe several $100,000 in an investment and then be afraid that bang, all of a sudden you're going to go back dry. If I was a businessman, I'd be very concerned about that.
Corey, have you heard anything?
I've not. It's only been a month or so since we voted wet, so I think state law requires a 2-year minimum in between the votes, so it's not come up yet.
Has the fact that, I guess it's Logan's Roadhouse, right, that's going out on 157, has the fact that the Coleman exits have attracted some of these big restaurants, is that going to hurt the chances of you getting some of these?
I would think that they're going to have a better chance over the next couple of years anyway to do some economic development on those interstate locations. But I think that one thing that's going to keep them from getting such a big head start is the economy. And with alcohol or without the alcohol, it's hard to find businesses that are just jumping at the gun to expand at this time anyway. So I think probably 10 years ago it may have affected us more than it does today.
How about you? Jim?
Well, I think exactly. I feel like the last 4 years at Hanceville, we've considered an economy. We've done really good with the CVS moving. They've told me their business has almost doubled since they've moved to 91 and 31 with the new Dollar General Market store. And I think, well, the way we've grown the last 4 years, if the economy was good, where would we be at? So it's really great that we are slowly, and I would prefer a slow growth over bang everything hitting all at one time, because I know we've got another restaurant that's going to be coming pretty quick that can't really say right now who it is, but
it's a national one.
Sir?
Is it a national chain?
It is.
Yeah.
probably more of a regional chain.
Okay. But you know, George, that should be blamed on the legislature, but that should be corrected.
What's that, Tom?
The decision that they made where these smaller towns, you know, where they said legally they couldn't do that with alcohol. They got to do something. I forgot how it's quoted the law in, but I think the mayor of Hansville knows pretty much.
In regards to what? I'm sorry, Tom, I'm a little confused on that.
But they said the Alabama Constitution.
Oh, okay.
Alabama Constitution would not allow certain small towns to vote for the alcohol.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask them about. In fact, you've got 4 citizens who are filing suit on behalf of a number of different individuals, and I don't know that it's their decisions. Last week, 4 plaintiffs, Jerry Edelman, David Holmes, Jason Hunt, and Gregory Shedd, filed a lawsuit in Montgomery County Circuit Court.
Yeah.
The residents are all residents of Coleman County. Hunt and Shedd reside in the city of Coleman. Local attorney Todd McElroy, along with Huntsville-based attorneys Morris King and Hodge and the Glasscox law firm in Birmingham, are representing plaintiffs. They're saying that this House Bill 175 amended the Alabama Municipal Option Law of 1984 to allow smaller cities, like 7,000 or so, to have referendums, to vote to go wet or stay dry.
I have an opinion about that.
What's
having been in Montgomery for 32 years and know how these judges in the state react to what the legislature does, they're going to be very reluctant to throw it out, I can tell you that.
Really?
That's my opinion.
So you think there's some merit to this?
I think I don't if people's going to get anything out of it. This is going to be a class action, and therefore there's going to be a lot of lawyers hired, so the lawyers will make a lot of money out of this one. That's what I got to say. That's the reason they got tied up together to get it. Yeah. But it should be corrected.
Well, what's troublesome to me is this, and you know, I think it was probably put a little bit nicer in the paper yesterday than what I said it, but it's a crying shame that these people who don't even live in your city come down there and put their nose into your business. Now, our citizens, I stayed out of it, but our citizens voted they wanted it wet.
Right.
So it's wet. So then these folks come along, file a suit against your city along with about, 30 or 40 other cities. We wasn't only one. It's my understanding everybody that went wet under this bill got sued. The thing is, if you don't like what's going on in Hansville, and the citizens of Hansville voted for it to be that way, stay out of Hansville. Because, and I'm very passionate about this, because these lawsuits are just smothering these small cities, and Corey's fixing to see it. It's coming. The more services you offer, police, fire, street, all those things, the more lawsuits that you have to contend with. We have a $25,000 deductible that we have to pay.
Oh my!
Win, lose, or draw. Now that stifles a little town, and we went through this very same lawsuit. I don't know. It's been 2 or 3 years ago. The very same thing. Now when does this crap stop?
Yeah. Corey, you're mighty quiet.
Well,
yeah, he's letting me get in trouble. I see.
I'll say again that the judges are going to lean over backwards to hold the legislature. I can tell you that right now.
Well, the thing about it, it's got to be changed. If it's a constitutional thing that was in the past, you got to change the Constitution.
Well, where were the people who oppose this now? Where were they then?
Yeah.
Well,
is
the
it like the immigration issue?
It's like Mayor Nail said. It's already been challenged and thrown out one time in court, and I don't know the difference in what the language was in that suit compared to this one, but they've already challenged the legislation, and a judge, sided with the state legislator on it.
What's the motive? Somebody, honestly, what is the motive behind this?
And I think the way it's changed is they're including in on the extra municipal tax that are added. It has something to do with the municipal tax that imposes a hardship on those citizens, and they've went to each of these listed municipalities to buy alcohol, they spent a lot of gas money driving all over the state of Alabama to do this.
But you don't have a vested interest. If you don't live in the city of Good Hope or the city of Hanceville, you live somewhere else, even the city of Coleman, and you drive all the way to Hanceville to buy your beer. You don't have a vested interest. Buy your beer in Coleman if you don't like our tax.
I don't see how with gas at $4 a gallon you can claim a hardship if you're driving to Walker County just to buy alcohol to prove a point.
Well, it's still a class action, and
But what's the motive, though? Somebody expect that.
One of the motives is lawyers making money.
It's about money.
That's my opinion, and I am a lawyer.
Okay.
This is a class action.
To make money, because they see it as a violation of our Constitution.
Yeah, I think that's my opinion.
Well, they've not ruled it a class action suit yet. They're trying to get the judge to see it as a class action. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Well, and George, I think a lot of people just don't understand. Maybe some people just don't care. But small cities, we struggle. Now, Corey, I don't think he's got millions of dollars laid up down there. If he does, I'll come by and bring a wheelbarrow and get him stuff. But we struggle to provide services. We really struggle. In this economy, we really struggle. It's kind of like a lot of folks live payday to payday. And a lot of us cities live tax. We get our taxes, I think, about the 15th of the month. And we struggle sometimes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But most time you're going to struggle. Most time, even the city of Coleman, any city or county almost financially is going to struggle. I never have been associated with schools or nothing else unless it's struggling for finances, you know. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well, I wonder about the $25,000 deductible that you were talking about, Kenneth. Right. Corey's the same for you in regarding a lawsuit, your municipality?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well,
fortunately, we've never been to that point to have to pay it, but I think that's what it is. I'd have to look back over the paperwork to make sure.
Wow. When did you get wind of this, Kenneth, of this lawsuit?
I got served, let's see, what day was it? What was the day before the paper come out?
Is that right?
Yes.
You got it yet?
So was it a deputy, or who was it that served the subpoena, or whatever?
It was certified mail.
Certified mail.
Yes.
How about you, Corey?
Not at this point.
Really?
No,
he wasn't named.
But see, I'm
he
thinking
sold yet.
Because we hadn't collected these taxes.
Okay. Well, I understand it now. But as soon as you start, and when do you start?
Well, we've been passing out applications, and I mean, it'll be a few months.
A few months.
Yeah.
And then you'll get something in the mail.
I just hope that this has went to court and is over with before then.
Let's talk about that case that was thrown out. Do you remember that one, Mr. Drake?
I don't remember it.
Can you tell us more? Maybe.
I just remember they had one, but I can't remember.
Yeah. How long ago was it, by chance? Do you know, Corey?
It was right after the bill passed, when these smaller municipalities began getting the petitions out at the counters. I think it was before Hanceville voted the first time on it.
Well, and since then, we actually got one where it individually named us that we had to defend, and the judge threw it out. But, when is enough enough,
That'll be a thorn in everybody's side until they change the Constitution of the state of Alabama. If that's in the Constitution, some kind of law's got to be made to
Well, they can amend it.
Invalidate that any time.
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to vote on it.
Yeah. What went wrong with this? Allowing cities to go to vote to go wet with a population of 7,000. What went wrong with that resolution, that amendment, whatever? What was not done correctly, Tom?
I don't know.
Didn't they amend the Constitution to allow that?
Well, I thought they did.
This House Bill 175 amended the Alabama Municipal Option Law of 1984. Controversial at the time, 2009. House Bill 175 was vetoed by then Governor Bob Riley.
And it was overridden.
A move that was subsequently overturned, like you say, by the legislature. So if it was done correctly, I don't know how. Have you ever? Is this a precedent Have you ever seen this happen before, Tom?
No, I get back to what I said to begin with. This is class action, and a lot of people just trying to make money. That's the way I see it.
Wow. That's pretty strong, Tom.
Well, I mean,
from a lawyer,
that's the way I feel about it.
Well, I understand that. Okay, we've got the mayors. Are you going to be able to stay with us, Kenneth, through the show? Wonderful, because there's lots to talk about coming up after these words.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
I'm Ringo. What can I do for you?
Well, my name's Merlin, Pat Merlin. This is my son, Hank. We come a long way, Mr. Ringo. The boy here's gonna kill you.
We're back this Friday with Mayor Kenneth Nail and Mayor Corey Harbison. We're not going to spend the whole show talking about the alcohol issue, but it seems as though that is a very topical subject right now. Mayor Nail, let me ask you regarding, how long have you folks been wet now down there in Hansville?
6-8 months, I guess.
Has it been an evolutionary process for you in terms of changing maybe some ordinances or whatever?
Well, of course, we passed our ordinances prior to the election 2 years ago, and which I think, I'm so glad that we done that, because it took a lot of pressure off of us this time. We did have to tweak a little bit because there has been some percentages on the content of alcohol change, so we had to change that a little bit. And I think it is a work in progress as time goes on. The tax office came and talked to the council last night about the way that we get our taxes, and some ideas that they had about tweaking that just a little bit. So I think any law, just like as time goes on, it evolves a little bit, and we look at it and try to figure out how to do it better and take out some mistakes maybe we've made or whatever.
To be specific regarding the tweaking aspect, those stores selling alcohol were being rewarded for doing it on time. Is that correct? By saving 10% or 2%? I forgot what the percentage amount was. But you were losing money, weren't you?
Losing money, and we wasn't receiving that revenue at the same time the county sales tax comes in. And I think that was a little bit of an issue with the tax folks up here. It made it a little bit more difficult. Plus, there's a couple more issues, and let's see, I'm trying to remember what exactly they were, but it's just always a work in progress.
How about you, Corey? The municipality of Good Hope, is it your plan to give this incentive for people to pay their sales tax thing on time, by giving them a discount, or is that something that maybe you folks have learned from Hansville?
No, that's nothing. We didn't include anything like that in our ordinance.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Corey. And according to the Coleman Times, there has been a change, I guess, in the distance from an alcohol selling store to a church and a distance to a school. You amended your distance requirements. Is that correct?
We did, but it's only for on-premise consumption, which would include just restaurants, pretty much. The hard liquor stores would still, the requirement was 1,200 feet, and we kept that the same. And the way we come up with that, I suggested the change to the council because we looked at the city as a whole and kind of looked at our business district and decided where the spots were for the restaurants and the churches, and kind of looked at the other ordinances and kind of factored everything in and come up with a little lower distance for on-premise consumption for restaurants.
Okay. That's kind of interesting regarding the restaurant issue. How many businesses are you talking about, the restaurant?
Well, not at this time, but we've got a lot of vacant land on Old 69 that there's good potential for. And I want to be as strict as we can on these ordinances, but I also realize that the citizens voted it in, so we've got to kind of cross a fine line of how we need to handle it. We want to make it restrictive, but we don't want to make it so restrictive that that the people's voices are not heard and we just shut it out completely. So
gentlemen, I am surprised. I'm very surprised the past year. The fact that those who wanted to, quote, keep Coleman special, the ones who have in years past been so vocal, so visible, and so against a yes vote, that I have hardly seen any attempt to go against it. Were you surprised in your municipality that you didn't see more effort to vote no? Each of you?
I feel like they put up a pretty good stand to vote no.
Did you have a lot of signs down there?
There were several signs and several handouts sent in the mail for Good Hope, and there were no campaigning, as far as I know, to vote wet.
I want to remind y'all that I told you some time ago, a year or two ago, before we went wet, one of y'all asked me why that we hadn't gone wet. And I said, we will never go wet until all those old timers die off that were here when it was wet, because at that time we had 2 policemen and 2 sheriff's deputies, and that was all we had to enforce the law, and it was just a wild town at that time. There's no question about it, and all those old folks voted no for that reason, but now they've all passed on.
The leader of the West Coleman Baptist Association 15 years ago was very vocal, and that group really fought it.
Right.
But I've not heard jack out of any of those people.
Yeah.
Have you, Corey?
I haven't.
Well, there's only one a city that's gone back dry after the vote wet, and that was Boaz, I believe.
Boaz.
Yeah.
But if I was a businessman, I'd hesitate about investing millions of dollars in any of those places until they had an opportunity to vote 2 years from now. Because you never know, you don't really know. It depends on what happens in that town.
Sure. Kenneth, were you surprised that there wasn't more opposition?
I really was. Of course, the letters came out with ours too, but I think once Coleman went, a lot of our residents said, well, it's
here, right?
4 miles up the road, and not being disrespectful to the city of Coleman, but a lot of our residents said, why do we want to give all our taxes to the city of Coleman? Let's keep it in town. So.
And then the money situation, you needed the money too, didn't you? People realize
I'm not going to turn it down.
People realize they need some
You can go down to Warrior now, and you can go to the county lines all around, and you don't see Coleman tags. They're staying at home and keeping the money home.
Have you done any projections, any estimations as how much of an increase in revenue you will get? How much has yours been, Kenneth?
Well, ours has been slow because we have just actually, last night we approved our first restaurant for alcohol sales, which was Lupe's. No alcohol sales at restaurants yet. So ours has been very slow. I know the schools get 5% of ours. And day before yesterday, I took them a check up there for $105 each, one for the middle high school and one for the
And that was over how much of a period of taxation?
About 30 days.
30 days. How about you, Corey? Any projections for your municipality?
Not right now. It's going to kind of
We'll
be
have to
hard
wait
to
and
tell.
see.
Yeah.
The populations between the two municipalities. Hansville's larger, right?
About 3,000, a little over 3,000.
And we're at about 2,300.
23, okay. So there would be just a slight, maybe a little bit less in terms of your collections, I guess, in Good Hope. Gentlemen, we're going to come back. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the alcohol issue. We're going to also talk about this September 18th referendum. Your thoughts about that coming up in the second half after these words.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne, where will you be camping tonight? Lonely man, Cheyenne, will your heart stay free and light? Dream, Cheyenne, of a girl you may never love. Move along, Cheyenne, like the restless clouds up above.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Welcome back to Today on 2. It's time to give away our prizes for today, and we have extra prizes today. 2 tickets to the Colin Ray concert coming up Tuesday night at part of the community concert series at Wallace College. We also have the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill, and we have 2 cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery. 3 prizes for you for today. We'll ask you a question about one of our ads, so let's look at those merchant ads right now. Tires for less, more than just tires. They can repair air conditioning, they do oil changes, minor engine repair, they do it all. Mention you saw the ad on Channel 2, they'll give you $5 off an oil change.
The crew that stands behind you when you need them most is Earl's Body Shop. They want to remind you to move over for all emergency vehicles. They offer large and small towing, local or long distance. You can find them at earlsbodyshop.com.
Tutor Doctor, make this the best school year ever. They can help with math, reading, ACT prep, and much more. Look on the internet, inhometutors-alabama.com.
And People's Tires on Catherine Street save as much as 50% with a new HydroMaster tire. It's a premium quality remold tire that looks like new and wears like new.
Best Hall Market Plaza will be open tomorrow from 8 until 3. Still open every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. They're located at the corner of Arnold Street and First Avenue.
Deb's Bookstore, your hometown bookstore just down the road. Used books are half priced every day, and new books are 20% off every day. Browsers are welcome at Deb's Bookstore on 3rd Street.
Mr. Plumber, locally owned and operated, Coleman's only professional full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company. They'll give you free estimates on new construction. Call Mr. Plumber.
Mr. Hicks Menswear, business suits, men's suits, and sport coats, regular, big, and tall sizes are available. He's the Reader's Choice Award for men's best clothing and offers 20% off on Pima cotton shirts.
A fabulous fall can be yours with new uniforms from Uniform Place. Inspired new looks for the style at work. Uniform Place on 2nd Avenue Southeast. And those are some of the merchant ads we have for today. Our question for today, who can help you with weight loss? Like that one?
That's a tricky one.
Yes. Which of our advertisers can help you with weight loss? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And the first person with the correct answer receives the meal special for two at High Tide Sports Grill. Also 2 cupcakes from Frostings and 2 tickets to the Colin Ray concert coming up next Tuesday. Who can help you with weight loss? We have a caller. Hello, who's calling?
Betty.
From where are you calling?
Coleman.
Okay, who can help you with weight loss?
Is it Howard Rogers?
That's right, Howard Rogers at the Baldwin Counseling Center. Stay on the line, please. Thanks for calling in. Yes, Dr. Rogers can help you with weight loss and other lifestyle issues. Let's look at his ad and the rest of our merchant ads right now. Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique, open today from 8 until 8, open on Saturdays from 8 to 4. They have custom spray tans, they have the tanning beds, they have the stand-up tanning. Well, they have it all. Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique, across from It's My Party.
Open the door to history and fine prints. We're talking about Renard's Gallery and Gifts. They offer jewelry, framing, and prints, and you can find them on 1st Avenue or on renardsgallery.com.
Kick off the fall season at It's My Party. Tailgating parties, all-occasion balloons, even Lulu the Gorilla can be booked for special events. It's My Party, across from Sacred Heart Church.
All it takes is charisma and Doug Doggett Jewelers. Women change their hairstyles, clothes, and minds, so why not change their jewelry? He has For the Bride collection right now offered at Doug Doggett Jewelers.
Baldwin Counseling Center. Need to talk? Want some privacy? Help is a phone call away. Dr. Howard Rogers can help you with weight loss, individual and family counseling, lifestyle coaching. Call the Baldwin Counseling Center.
Fitness opportunities are available at the Wellness and Aquatic Center. We have a 6-lane competition pool, indoor rubberized walking track, even a whirlpool spa, and day passes are available.
Mullins Body Shop, located at Phelan. They do auto body repair and towing. You can, of course, count on them each and every day. Call Mullins Body Shop.
Sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Ask for any 2 for $3.33 or 4 for $5.55. The September Blizzard of the month is the Oreo Blizzard, and you can buy one and get one for only 99 cents.
High Tide Sports Grill, open tonight until 10 o'clock, and of course Friday night is shrimp night. Saturday they open at 10 o'clock prior to that first football game, and they're open until the games are over. There we go with our merchant ads for today. Now we need to check our birthdays for today and tomorrow. Who has a birthday?
That's right. On this Friday, Gail Miller and Laura Cherry have a birthday today. On Saturday, Dot Rogers and Monty Phillips celebrate. And now it's time to draw for our 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and our ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Okay, our winner for this week is Hank Phillip. Hank's birthday was earlier this week. Celebrated a birthday. He is the winner of our prizes. Here's our anniversaries.
Jeff and Cheryl Kreider celebrate an anniversary on this Friday. Happy anniversary to you. And now it's time to draw for our weekly anniversaries, which are Sean and Tracy Burgess and Jeff and Cheryl Kreider.
And our anniversary winner, the Kreiders. So they get the prize. Gift certificate from the Candle Garden is what we have for them. Here's our weather forecast brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. It'll be sunny today. Slight chance of rain, maybe high around 83. Partly cloudy tonight, low near 64. Partly sunny again tomorrow with a high of 82.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Voting has gone through a lot of changes in America since the days of the early West. Because they were short of pencils and paper at that time, they used various things as ballots. Feathers, beans. In one section of Arizona, they used bullets. If it was loaded, it was a vote for one candidate. And if it was empty, it was a vote for another. If a fellow wasn't careful, his whole campaign could blow up right in his face.
Dick Powell. Zane Grey Theater.
Welcome back to That's Politics. Now, there are contentious issues that each party has to deal with. Probably, this time around, I think one of the most contentious, if not the most, is the September 18th referendum coming up next Tuesday, when different individuals are asking the residents of Alabama to vote to take money out of the oil and gas trust fund and spend it for Medicaid and for prisons. The referendum itself is pretty strongly worded, to put it mildly.
Very strongly worded.
Senator Paul Bussman is very much against it. He was on our program last Friday talking about it, saying that there's too much waste already in Medicaid. He, on his Facebook page, has stated, for example, that the state paid for a contract for Weight Watchers for about $1.5 million for employees for the state, that being an example of waste. Why do state employees need to go on Weight Watchers? So why don't they pay for their own? I don't know. This is a very contentious thing, and I think Mayor Nail has some ideas about it. Tell us your thoughts, Ken.
Well, we got sent the little slip down for the absentee voting, and I read the first paragraph, and it sounds, the first paragraph, if we'd stopped right there, I'd probably been for it.
Go ahead and put it up, if you will, Director. Go ahead. This is somewhat truncated, but it's the same thing.
You know, sure we want to protect the health services. Sure we want to protect the elderly and the mothers, and we don't want a bunch of convicts out here turned loose, this, that, and other. But the problem is when you get down to the last paragraph and we start talking about the capital improvement fund. Now, what does that mean? The city of Hanceville this last year got $27,000 for capital improvement money. There's legislation that the law says we only can spend that on certain things. The city of Coleman's, my understanding, gets over $125,000. I'm not sure what Corey,
$15,000.
What Corey gets, but the way I understand this law, and nobody's ever said anything until we got this other day and read it, that money is going to be took away and put in some special fund somewhere, and this committee is going to have control of that. And here we go again, eroding the revenues of small cities. We are struggling. Every small city is struggling. You start taking $27,000 a year, $15,000 a year from cities, $125,000 from the city of Coleman, and you might get it and you might not get it. I don't know. I just don't like giving away local control of our money. And that's one thing that's really troublesome with me is the last paragraph of this bill, that nobody apparently, even some people higher up in Alabama government that I called, was unaware of that last paragraph.
Capital Improvement Trust Fund.
Yes.
So the devil is in the details. Tom Drake, had you considered that? Because you were supporting it.
When this bill came up the first time on this program, I said I'm against it. But I started thinking back to what happened and who sponsored it. I was one of the sponsors of the bill. We're the only state in the United States that's got that bill to where we put back money like that. Mm-hmm. We're the only ones that the rest of them spend it as they go. Alabama's got one, to save back part of it. And we said when we passed the bill, I helped sponsor it on the floor of the House, that this was a rainy day fund that we were setting up, an emergency fund when the state got an emergency situation. We're in an emergency situation at this time, so I'm going to vote for it. And here's another thing. The AEA, I know every one of them is going to vote against it because they know if they don't, then they're going to go to them. If it don't pass, they're going to go to them to get some of their money. That's what's going to happen.
You mean they're going to vote for it? You mean vote yes?
They're going to vote for it.
Yeah. But, I mean, the fact that Mayor Nail here has told us that this could mean they'd lose money in municipalities, small municipalities like Hansfield.
I'm going to kill his vote. I'm going to vote against it.
Well, you know, it's one thing to use the rainy day fund, but it's a totally different thing to pull from the municipalities. I don't understand why they included that in this legislation. I was undecided until I figured out what they had slid in as far as pulling that Alabama Trust Fund from us, and I've decided I'm going to vote against it. We don't want to give up local control of our dollars.
I think that senator's right. I think he's a lot of money that could be controlled by other situations to keep from having. You never seen a group of legislators or congressmen repay any money they ever got out of a fund. They don't do that.
They're saying now that they're going to draw up legislation that will provide a payback means once it's passed. They're going. They don't
have to.
It may not.
It should have been done before they would this legislation. They wanted to be held accountable.
They're saying right now. I know our delegation are saying that they're going to try to pass a bill to pay back over a long period of time that money.
You never have seen a group of them pay it back.
I think we have heard that Representative Mac Buttram is against this referendum. And let's put it this way. In my view, if you're a Republican and we have a Republican administration in Montgomery and you believe in conservative fiscal measures and you've got the kind of waste that Senator Paul Bussmann is talking about in terms of Weight Watchers enrollments and paying for that, in terms of automatic bank drafts or direct deposit that would save $1 million or so, and all these other things, to me it seems like that's counter to the Republican principle of cutting, costs instead of taking and robbing something from a trust fund. To me, I don't know. This thing's taken a couple of evolutions. And like I say, it's one of the most contentious things right now that within the Republican Party because you got some for and some against.
I think he's proved that you could accumulate more than 2% if you get done away with the waste that they got going. And he got evidence of the waste that's going, where it's going.
Well, Corey and I have the best of both worlds, really. We've got our Democrat friends and we've got our Republican friends because we don't declare. So, but sometimes, y'all, it don't matter. I mean, you just got to do what's right. Let's just study this thing and let's do what's right. And what troubles me is tacking on these little things here at the end. We hope that nobody finds out about her and sliding this thing. If that last paragraph wasn't on there, honestly, I would probably vote yes. But that troubles me, the last paragraph, and I'll vote no.
Okay, we've talked about alcohol, we've talked about the referendum. What are the issues, hot topic issues, other than those that we just mentioned in your town there, Corey?
I think we've been working on the alcohol. That's the thing going on. I'm sure something else will come up now that this is kind of settled and we've got it going, but it's kind of calm and good hope.
I seen Corey's picture on the paper the other day, and I just had to call him because it reminded me of the process that we went through, and I kind of felt sorry for him. I said, poor thing, But that's tough. The alcohol ordinance is really tough.
Do you think, in your opinions, the economy in Alabama is better? Can you see evidence in your town, Corey?
Well, one thing that is coming up there, we have a vacant parcel in Good Hope where the Holiday Inn sat by the interstate. There's a contract on that, and hopefully in the next year we'll see something being constructed that's going to generate some revenue for Good Hope, and we've got a plan worked up with them to eventually open up several doors for us. I don't know if the economy's better. I just don't know if it's worse. I think it's kind of just staying
Sort of
steady.
staying level.
I think so.
Kenneth?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's slipped anymore. It might be a little bit better, but it's nothing to brag about, that's for sure.
I think I saw on TV last night where the people who control that money in Washington are going to start releasing $40 million a month to try to improve this economy. And they're going to try to figure out some way to maybe help these people who's got houses that are underwater, stuff like that. So they're working to try to improve this economy.
There's no doubt this housing issue is a big issue for every city, because you don't really realize until you get out there during election time, you start knocking on doors, how many vacant houses you have.
I guess you get first-hand view of that. Gentlemen, we're out of time. I want to thank you, Mayor Harbison, Mayor Nail, for coming in to see us this morning. And Tom Drake, Tom Burleson, thank you, gentlemen. And let's see, next week, I think, I meant to look and see. Hot dog representatives Mac Butterman and Ed Henry coming in to visit with us next week. Thank you, gentlemen. For today on 2, That's Politics.
Fire, accident, storm, they all happen in Coleman County. And for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with auto owners. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Karen. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
I'm open for opinion, Sergeant. What's yours?
Well, I figure we have about an hour and a half.
Before what?
We know what's back there coming our way. Tanks. When they catch up to us, we'll be sitting ducks. Period.
Combat. A Selmer production.
If you're looking for the ride of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed, and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it, and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from 2 big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. Masquerade Jewelry Sale will be today from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Friday, September 14th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Proceeds benefit Hospice of Coleman County. The third Saturday night dance for adults of all ages will be September 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. It's featuring the Fairlanes, and it's held at the Donald E. Green Senior Center. Girlfriends Gone Wild. This is the Girlfriend Gala. Tickets are on sale at the United Way office, 739-2948. You can call them for more information or to purchase a ticket. This event will be held September 27th. Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If you would like to email us a billboard, you can do that, channel2coleman@gmail.com. Fax it to 256-734-7680 or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
Weather forecast for today, mostly sunny, slight chance of rain this afternoon, high around 83. Partly cloudy tonight, low near 64. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high near 82. Coming up next week, Monday, who's our guest?
Jim Widener from CRMC, the president of CRMC, will be coming to visit us.
That's our program for today. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
Have a great day.